And we say, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. We're live. I think on both platforms tonight. It says it was having trouble with Facebook, but we'll see. It's giving me a green check, so we should be live on Facebook now. Sorry, you guys probably missed the countdown, but that's not why we're here tonight. Um, what we want to talk about tonight, all aboard the Deion train. Would you buy Colorado this season in college football? And the answer is simple no. I'm not saying that Deion Sanders can't come in and be an amazing head coach. But Colorado just lost all these players to the transfer portal. And they're in a position where they don't know what to do. So, I want to give my thoughts on the situation. We have not previewed Colorado yet this offseason. We might do them during conference week for the Pac 12. We might do them after conference week in July. I don't know. But here's my thoughts on Colorado this year. Overall, not even for just this season. I like Deion Sanders. Amazing man of God. Got a great testimony. Got a good heart. Good character. Love Deion Sanders. Great athlete. Right? He was a great athlete. And he did good at Jackson State. But is he ready to take on the next level of the Power Five? I don't think so. I don't. This is my thoughts to all Colorado fans out there.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. No.
That's my thoughts. Trying to be fair. Trying to be honest. Not being biased. I want Deion Sanders to succeed. I love Deion Sanders. Prime time. Coach Prime. We want to see him succeed on the next level. We want to see him succeed in the Power Five. But we have to be honest with ourselves and just say it's not going to happen yet. So that's what I figured we'd talk about tonight. All aboard the Deion train by Colorado. I don't. I want to hear from you guys. Do you buy Colorado? Let's even look at their schedule. Let me go ahead and drop the link too, in case people want to come on. We got a couple people watching. I appreciate it. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Future college football schedules, Pac-12, not California, Colorado. Let's share screen here and let's dive in and take a look. I know I haven't looked at it fully. The only one I know, because I previewed this team already. I think I did. Yeah. Yeah, we previewed them. TCU. I know TCU's on deck. But I want to see in 2023, who does Colorado have? Let's take a look. Let me pull this up for you guys here. Right here. At TCU, Nebraska, Colorado State, at Oregon, USC. That's a definite loss right there. Arizona State on the road. Stanford, bye week. UCLA, Oregon State is their homecoming game. Arizona, at Washington State, and at Utah. And you could cross this off the list. This for sure is not happening. This Pac 12 championship, that's not going to happen for Colorado this year. Sorry to say it. I mean, I'll do separately a Colorado schedule preview and we'll break it all down. But I only see one or two wins. Like, looking at this schedule, Colorado State, you should win. Arizona, you probably beat a team like Arizona. We'll see. Maybe late in the season if they got some stuff figured out. Nebraska's probably better than Colorado, but it's doable. So you only have 2 or 3 games in here where Colorado can find some life. It's going to be tough. Now, the expectation, I mean, Colorado fans are just hyped up. Nothing wrong with it. I don't know if they really believe that Deion's going to come in and save the day and win a championship. But that shouldn't be the expectation for year one. Year one should be to just see where things are. Then you go recruit, and then maybe next year in 24, I mean, maybe do you make a bowl game? We'll see. Hang out tonight. We got Nate. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Now speaking of Colorado and Nebraska, and although we all know it's a rivalry, a big rivalry, but I I know Deion Sanders doesn't have Nebraska's number, because you gotta think. I think the last time, or actually, it's 3 years in a row that Colorado has Nebraska's number at home and away. To be honest, because they beat them away. I think 1 year, and then one against Nebraska and at home. So, not saying Nebraska's going to lose. I'm just saying in general that Nebraska has pretty. I wouldn't say bad, but like pretty lucky losses or something like that, like tough losses in general against the Colorado. But in my point of view, I think Colorado could win 3 wins. Could, but I think it's gonna be 2 wins. So, but what's up, Dominic?
What's up, guys?
But yeah,
What's up, Dominic?
What's up, guys?
hello. But I just want to get that out there to let everyone know that, because Nebraska has struggled against Colorado recent years. So, just saying.
Yeah, they've struggled against a lot of teams, actually. Nebraska being one of them. But yeah, I don't know, man. Believe me, I love Deion Sanders.
I do
A
too.
great human being, has a lot of faith. But you got to call it like it is. He's walking into a disaster of a program, and he's not. I don't care if it's Saban. I don't care if it's Kirby Smart. Nobody's going to walk into Colorado and have the keys to victory right
No.
away.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. If I were him, which is I'm not, thankfully, I would went to a group of 5 team first, then make the leap to Power 5 program.
Yeah.
Like Matt Rule did with Temple. 1 year or 2 years, not 2 years ago, but like when Matt Rule was at Temple, they were winning like 10 plus games. Sometimes like for 2 years and stuff. And once he moved to Baylor, same thing happened. First year is not a good year. Second year was a really, really good year. And, I'm just saying that's what I would have done if I was Deion Sanders. But, like, I mean, do you agree with that? Or just
I
work your
kind of
way?
missed a little bit of what.
Well, I said that if I were Deion Sanders, I would basically go to a group of 5 program that has some keys that not some keys, you know what I mean, like some players that can play, but it's in group of 5 program. Like let's just say Miami, Ohio, something like that, just for example.
Yeah. I mean, I think he needs to work on his resume. I mean, he was
Yeah.
hired back on December 3rd last year, and he came from Jackson State. He had a 27-6 record overall, 19-2 in the conference play of the Southwestern Atlantic Conference, the SWAC. He did great at Jackson State, but you gotta build a resume, man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you wanted to start in the Power Five, that's fine, but you don't just go from. Yeah, at least you shouldn't. We see it happen today, though. I don't think you should start at a group of 5, be there only 3 years, and then transfer to the Power Five. I just don't think that's the way to go. I think you either start at the Power Five and work your way up if you can, if you have the guts to do it, and then work your way around the Power Five, or you take some time at these Division 2, Division 3 schools and work your way up the ladder. He's
Yeah.
going from 3 years experience at
Yeah.
Jackson State
Which is an FCS
to
team.
the Pac-12.
Yeah, that's yeah. I would have done the group of 5 route and go earning my way up to Power 5, but
Yeah.
I don't know that. But I get your point. Um, and we'll see how he. I'm not saying he probably won't. He probably won't do what. What was his name? Sonny Dykes. He won't. He won't do what Sonny Dykes did ever.
No.
No. Sonny Dykes just, I don't know, had a miracle season or just playing out one. I don't know. But yeah, I think that was a miracle season, to be honest. But they did beat Michigan. Sonny Dykes and TCU did, so. Man, I'm not saying I hate TCU. I mean, they're okay. They're good fans. I mean, I just want Michigan to get some revenge. Maybe, I don't know.
I got you.
But if you want to talk about rivalries, if you want for college football, what do you think? Name top 3 underrated rivalries that need to be, mentioned in the world or college football world that are underrated, which is really good but underrated.
What do I think about basically underrated teams?
No, like what rivalries do you think is underrated? Like great rivalries, like
Oh,
just like for example, I think this is an underrated rivalry. I think Notre Dame and Michigan's an underrated rivalry, that sort of thing.
oh
But
yeah. Yeah. Um, I would agree on Notre Dame and Michigan. I think it doesn't get enough credit. I think that Let's see. You know what I do like? I like the Egg Bowl. I know they play it every year on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I don't think that gets the hype it deserves because, man, everyone on Thanksgiving just wants to watch the freaking NFL, and I
Yeah.
get that. But the Egg Bowl between Ole Miss and Mississippi State,
Ooh.
man, that's a SEC tradition right there. Um, that's one underrated rivalry. I'd have to go and think. I think um, I see Gamecock Chuck is in the comments. I'll throw out the Palmetto Bowl. I don't know if it's underrated, but I think it's where I know South Carolina just got a win, but like for a while it was all Clemson for the past few years, and I don't want to say it was underrated. It just was not as competitive, but um, I don't know. It's a long list of rivalries that we'd have to think about because I think
Right.
there's a lot of rivalries that get good respect. I mean, Michigan Ohio State gets respect. Michigan State, the
Yeah.
Iron Bowl. I think the third Saturday for a
Yeah.
while up until Tennessee just beat Alabama. I think
Even
for a while
the
that was underappreciated.
Yeah, even the Heroes Trophy, which is Nebraska and Iowa, can it gets good
That
respect.
doesn't get enough. That doesn't get
Oh
enough.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I mean that's a good rivalry. It's still brewing. It started when Nebraska joined the Big Ten, and Iowa didn't like that, to be honest. But they're rivals. And they're pretty big rivals. And it's they also play on Black Friday. um,
Yeah,
and and one more for me for underrated rivalries. It's the Little Brown Jug, which is the Minnesota Michigan rivalry. So,
that's not played every year, is it?
oh, it isn't? Oh, I wish it was.
Is it not? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because the Minnesota's in the West, I think. Yeah, so, um, I mean, I still think it's underrated, but like you said, they don't play every year, but they go at it when they play, though. Um, um, but yeah, I just in my eyes, um, I two teams that deserves rivalry, I think, um, that should be played every year is what does USC and USC? I don't. It's a rivalry, or do they play it every year? USC and UCLA, I think.
They play every year. I think that's on rivalry weekend, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it might be underrated, I think, but I don't know
Um,
what it's called, but
some underrated rivalries. I'll say this. It doesn't. It gets a lot of talk in the SEC, but the rest
Mhm.
of college football could care less. Auburn and Georgia for the Deep
I
South.
know, right? I even like it too.
That's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good rivalry.
the
People
deep
need
the
to understand the history of it.
yeah, it's the old South or the oldest football rivalry in the South or Southern or something like that, right? In the South, basically.
Here's another Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Old Paul Bunyan Jacks, I forgot about that.
All Bunny and Zax, that's right. And they're actually tied in the series. Or actually, hold on. I'm looking at an article of rivalries from 247. This was from February 19th of this year, it looks like. So, yeah, they're tied in the series. And unless I got the date wrong, but 62, 62, and 8.
Wow. A lot of history there.
They play this year. Someone's going to take a lead.
I know.
Baylor and TCU. That's a good rivalry.
Yeah, I think every Texas university
Washington
has
and
this.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oregon.
Washington
Oregon.
actually. I think
Yeah.
Oregon's a better program, but Washington leads.
Yeah. Washington leads? Wow.
61 to 48.
That's surprising. That's surprising. At least in my perspective. Well, what else is on there?
Hold on. Let me get my computer.
And we also talked about this a while ago. Nebraska and Colorado rivalry. I think.
Yeah.
That doesn't get
They
respect.
played this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they have a home now. I think. But yeah, Ballard, thank you for having me on. We can talk more soon. And have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, buddy. All right. This isn't call-in style where we do one at a time. Really just wanted to do like a hangout, but Nate came on for a bit. If anyone else wants to join the show at any time, the link's in the chat. We just got through talking some underrated college football rivalries like Minnesota, Wisconsin, or whoever. Iowa State. I don't know if it's underrated, but I think that there's college football fans out there that probably don't get to watch that game that probably should for the Cyhawk Trophy. Auburn and Georgia in the SEC. That's one we mentioned that it's appreciated in the SEC, but outside the conference, it's like it's nothing. It's just another game in the wind or something. But what's up, Joey Foster? Thanks for the thumbs up, bro. I love you. I appreciate you. What's up, Waylon and Neo and everybody in the comments? And speaking of, we got Neo and Waylon right here. Roll Tide, guys. How y'all doing?
Roll Tide. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Neo. It's been a while.
It's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Waylon, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing great, bro.
All right.
So what's your prediction? I missed the first part of the stream. What's your prediction for Colorado?
Well, I haven't done a video on him yet. I'm still looking, but honestly, I don't see him getting past 3 wins.
Yeah, maybe 3 wins. 2 wins, I think. 2 wins.
Yeah.
Double deuces.
You hear what it's funny what Lou was saying tonight on Vic's stream. He was saying that they're not Colorado fans, they're Deion fans. Which actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
Could be.
Oh no, not Uncle Pew. He didn't say that, did he? He wouldn't.
Oh, he did.
He wouldn't go there, would he, Chris? Come on.
Yeah, he went that far. Yeah, like, that's cold, bro.
Cold. Yeah, him and his Georgia Bullfrogs. Yeah, it's cold. It's cold, man. It's cold.
Yeah.
Bullfrogs.
Yeah, I'm just counting the days, man. I got a calendar on my phone, a countdown, and we're less than 100 days away from college football, so we're getting closer. But yeah, I know Alabama opens up with Middle Tennessee, then we have Texas and USF. You'd think by now I'd have it all memorized, but I'd have to pull it up. But I'm confident in what we could do this year. I just think it's going to depend on the quarterback, and I'll say what I've been saying all offseason. I think Ty Simpson should be the guy.
I don't really have much. I mean, I really don't know what to expect from Bama this year. I'm not even. I can't even give a prediction. I'm just everything's just a question right now.
Yeah.
Buckner's a man. Buckner's a man. He's coming in. Don't stand in the pocket, cut you to pieces.
I've heard some Alabama fans say that this year.
What's your prediction on Bama, Ballard?
Well, in the video I did I give the at most wins. So I have our ceiling at 11. I think we do drop a game somewhere, but honestly, based on what I've seen in the spring, it wouldn't surprise me if we dropped a couple games. I mean, it might not be the year once again, but we can only hope. I mean, I trust Nick Saban. I do. I know he's a great head coach, and he probably does know what he's doing. But I think it's going to depend on these new coordinators and again, who's at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have too much confidence in these coordinators.
I have more in Kevin Steele than I do Tommy Rees because at least I know Kevin Steele. He was at Alabama for a while and then he went to Auburn and actually had some good defenses at Auburn, believe it or not. But we'll see.
But I don't think he did. So where was he at before? Miami? No, where was he?
Oh, yeah, he was at Miami. Right.
Miami
no,
was
it
terrible.
was Miami.
Miami was terrible.
Yeah. That's true. Maybe I should be worried. I might want to curl up in the corner. I don't know.
Kevin Steele. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Steele. I never was no big fan of him myself.
Yeah.
Definitely, they're not going to get Jeremy Pruitt. I don't see that deal going through there. Everybody's still, on bated breath that Jeremy Pruitt's going to show up, but I don't think so.
Right. The only thing I'll say is that I think that as far as the defense goes, it has to be better than what Pete Golding did because he didn't do really much of anything for us as far as he called the wrong plays or there were too many offsides or 12 men on the field costing us games and stuff like that. Just got in the way of too many penalties, I think.
Yeah, that game against Texas was horrendous.
That was horrendous. You know what I was watching the other day that showed up in my recommended feed on YouTube was and we had Pete Golding then. It was the 2019 Iron Bowl. This was pre-pandemic. Okay. They had, if you go back and you remember that game, not only did they miss the kick that would have tied the game, remember it ended with 12 men on the field because we had a punt situation and they didn't count. I don't know if that falls back on Nick Saban or Nick Saban has control over who goes out there and how many guys go out there. So I guess that's kind of on him. I know it's in the past, but Pete Golding was our coordinator in that game.
Yeah. Well, that's all in the past now. Pete Golding is no longer the DC.
Yeah, praise God.
Yeah, watch him go to Ole Miss and deal everybody misery. Watch it. Watch what happens.
Well, that Ole Miss game is going to be fun. I mean, I don't care how bad our offense looks this year. By the time that game rolls around, it wouldn't surprise me if we did hang like 55 points or something on that. I mean, that's just Ole Miss doesn't even have the defensive players to do anything. Period. So I mean, they're already in a bad defensive position. I mean, so
Yeah, they're betting on their offense to score about 50 every game. Is what they're betting on.
which I'll be honest, it might do that this year until it plays the bigger defenses. But I don't know.
Kevin Steele. He might. I mean, I don't know. He's got a lot of talent at Alabama. He's got way more talent at Alabama than what he had at Miami and what he had at Auburn. You could put the Auburn defense and Miami defense together, and you still wouldn't have a defense. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I asked Uncle Lou and VicTube stream what he thought of I asked him. I said, all trash talking aside, how do you think Bama's going to do this year? He said, well, I think Bama can win the West, and he said, I don't think they can beat Texas though.
He said he thought we could win the West. You know, it's funny because well, then again, you did say trash talking aside, so maybe it is all just trash talk. Because I don't know if you've seen all these videos about, you know, how we're so desperate for a quarterback. We went to get.
I've heard all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hysterical, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I get where he's coming from with that too. I mean, we have these talented quarterbacks. If you're Alabama, you got all these talented quarterbacks you've recruited greatly these past couple years, and you dip into the portal because of how the spring game went. I mean,
yeah, but does Kirby have 5 quarterbacks as good as Alabama does? No.
That's true. That is true.
But you can't take what Uncle Lou says seriously sometimes. He's a trash talker. He's going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, they'll all cry. They'll all cry when they lose a game. They'll all be crying. All the Kleenex at Walmart will be gone. It'll be like COVID. It'll be the Kleenex to the toilet paper.
But I'm not going to get butthurt. I'm not going to get butthurt at everything Uncle Lou says about Alabama, because a lot of it's just trash talk.
Type.
Yeah, all that.
Who wants to bet though? I do think Georgia drops at least one game. They're not going undefeated in the regular season. I don't think. I'm going to say they drop. I'm going to say in November at Tennessee they could drop.
Oh, you think Tennessee's going to beat them?
I think it could happen. I really do.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know about Tennessee, but even Uncle Lou says he doesn't think they'll go undefeated. He thinks they'll drop one too.
They got to go to Auburn as well. So
I don't know. I don't think Tennessee can beat them. If Alabama romps Tennessee hard, and their backs will be broke. They won't beat them. They won't beat them.
Yeah.
You think Alabama can get that revenge
on Tennessee, or just on all the teams?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's at Bryant Denny Stadium, and
I know.
you got to think like Tennessee's losing players to the draft. I know Alabama lost players too, and yes, that's a game they need to be careful of. But I think Nick Saban could come away with a victory this year.
Yeah, it's not a
I
revenge game.
would not doubt it.
It's not a revenge game anyway. They've only beat us one time in 14 years.
Well, I know, but still, they did
Yeah,
beat her.
Yeah, they better hang it on the wall where they can see it and remember it. I guess I don't. Tennessee's not going to beat Alabama 2 years in a row, and I don't see where they can. But everybody's afraid of Texas. Of course, like I said,
yes,
I, he's Sark's got, like I said, he's probably got the most talented team since Mac Brown's been there. But if Sark don't win his division and don't win, if he loses big to Alabama, they might overlook it. But he's still got to win his division, his conference. If he don't and don't win but 10 games or less, he's fixing to hit. They'll show him the road.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. He knows it too.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Georgia's schedule. They have it is a weak non-conference, but you get into SEC play. You got to play South Carolina. You got to go to Auburn. You got to play Kentucky. Go to Vanderbilt. Play Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, at Tennessee. And of course, here's the thing about the Tennessee game for me. They got back to back road games. They got to go to Tennessee and then Georgia Tech. Would they be overlooking Tennessee a little bit for their rival? I mean, it happens.
I don't think they're going to take Georgia Tech seriously, to be honest.
And that's not to say that they'll lose it, but they might struggle.
Georgia's sort of like Alabama. Sometimes they play to their opponent.
Right.
They're really supposed to beat them by touchdowns, but sometimes it just don't happen.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see.
Well, I mean, was it this past year they struggled with an out of conference opponent in Kent State?
Yeah. Kent State, and then they struggled with Missouri as well.
Oh my gosh.
Missouri nearly beat them.
They're supposed to be the best team in college football and the best program. Alabama would have never struggled with those teams. I promise you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, whoever thought that no, this is going way back, but whoever thought we'd lose to who was it that beat us?
ULM?
Huh? Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas
I
will
got you.
Texas will have to throw the ball to beat Alabama. They cannot run the ball and beat Alabama. It is not going to happen. As bad as Alabama was last year, how many teams actually ran the ball and beat them? Except for LSU. I mean, and that was a 1-point game. I mean, still.
Well, they've got talented quarterbacks.
I just don't think Texas can.
Yeah, that's the thing about the. Oh, go ahead, Waylon.
I just don't think.
I was just going to say that's the thing. That's the thing about the Texas game is Alabama's got to prepare for two quarterbacks, and so does Texas, though. So that's going to be a game for both teams where you're going to have to find an answer at quarterback if you want to win the game.
I just don't think Texas can stand there. I just don't think he can stand in the pocket and throw one touchdown after the other and beat out. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it. That's probably the only game Texas may lose till they get to the championship game, whoever they play, or if they, I don't know. But I don't. Who knows? You don't never know about Texas. They're not very reliable, really. If you go back and look at their wins and losses through the years, they're not a consistent team. Nowhere close.
Yeah.
I think Alabama broke Texas in the 2009 championship game
Yeah.
It's possible.
because they were pretty good up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been a different game if McCoy had stayed in there, but
Oh,
that
I know.
that's the name of the game. Marcel Darius popped him, and that's football. And if you can't
That's
hit, that's what
yeah.
I mean, I don't think Marcel Darius was out to hurt him. He just got to clean.
No, Texas fans think he was, but I don't think he was.
No, you got a man that weighs 320 pounds running wide open, hitting a little old guy. Hell, McCoy didn't even weigh. Did he weigh 200 pounds?
I don't know.
I mean, he's a little bitty guy. I mean, he's not no big guy.
Right.
I mean, you take a lick from a guy coming downhill like that, it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when he got up, he looked like he was okay, but his arm. I remember that vividly. He came back, he sprung back up, but his arm was messed up a little bit.
And he's never
Yeah.
done. Colt McCoy has never done nothing in the NFL. I mean, he was basically he got drafted, but he's never done anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody thinks South Carolina beat Georgia. I mean, everybody's looking at what South Carolina at the end of the year. Can they do that again? They're one of those teams. Go back and look at their record. They're not very consistent.
No. I mean, they got the right tools, but I don't think Shane Beamer knows how to use them. If you get what I'm saying, it's like they have that talent, they got the guys, and it's not the best in the world, but it's good enough. But when he gets to those certain games, it's like I don't know how they, manage to struggle with teams like Florida or Kentucky, but yet they go out and beat Tennessee last year. Which I'm not saying I don't have their schedule pulled up. I don't know if they struggled with those teams, but it's amazing that they were able to pull off a win like they did against the Volunteers.
Yeah. I look at it like this too. If Alabama would have beat them and kicked that field goal and beat Tennessee, I don't think Tennessee. Georgia would have beat them. South Carolina would have beat them. They would have been done. It was their season would have been over with right there.
Yeah.
What about LSU? How do y'all think we'll do against LSU?
It'll be tough. We get them at home this year, though, so I guess that's an advantage. But I don't know. I think that game's really, honestly, not even our offense, but can our defense stop Jaden Daniels and company? Because think about it. The game went to overtime last year, and it wasn't super high scoring. It was in the 30s, which isn't too bad, but you leave a guy wide open in the end zone for the score, and I mean, does Alabama have only one loss in that season? So I think it's going to depend on how can our defense match up with the scheme of Brian Kelly's offense.
They got lucky. Brian Kelly knows it. He wasn't talking all that trash. He knows they got lucky. He knows that. He knows it.
Yeah.
He's not going to admit it, but he knows it. I just don't think Brian Kelly. I don't know. LSU may keep him. We'll see what he does versus the record versus what Les Miles done here in a few years. I don't think I don't think he's going to accomplish anywhere close to what Les Miles did. Do y'all think he's as good as Les Miles? Y'all think he can do as good as Les Miles?
No, I mean, I don't even think Coach O in 2019 was even as good as Les Miles. I mean, credit to him, he got a championship, he beat Alabama, whatever. But LSU hasn't had a coach, and probably for the foreseeable future won't have a coach like Les Miles since he had been there. So,
Well, answer me this: why did LSU fire Les Miles? What do you think the answer is?
I can't answer that. Wasn't there like recruiting violations or something? Wasn't there something that went on?
He couldn't beat
I mean, I
out.
could be wrong. I hate to get it mixed up.
You think it's because he couldn't beat Alabama?
He couldn't beat Alabama. That's exactly the reason they fired him.
Okay.
Exactly the reason. Same reason Gus Malzahn left. Same reason Tommy Tuberville took his little 6 wins and ran, because he knew damn well that he couldn't beat Nick Saban anymore.
Yeah.
Well, Les Miles couldn't do anything with Kansas. Wasn't it Kansas that he coached for a couple of years?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He couldn't do a dang thing with Kansas.
That's what I'm saying. Every coach that's been fired in the SEC since Nick Saban's been in Alabama has been fired because they couldn't beat Alabama.
Right. Okay.
Hugh Freeze caused his own problems. He probably would have still been at Ole Miss more than likely.
I think so.
And, he may have the answer of beating Saban. He may know something everybody else don't know. I don't know what it is, but he certainly ain't telling nobody. But
Yeah.
I think Auburn.
He's like the only coach. He's like the only coach out there that has Saban's number right now, isn't he? I mean, think about it.
Yeah, he beat him twice.
Him and
He
Dabo.
beat him twice and ran.
Well,
Hey, Bulldog JC, how you doing?
you can throw him. You can throw Hugh Freeze in there, and you can throw Dabo in there too, whether you like it or not. He had Alabama's number a couple of times too.
Yeah. I just was thinking inside the box of SEC coaches, but Dabo's another good example that's beat Nick Saban twice and done it with 2 national championships. I don't want to get on here and take anything away from him. But the point being, I mean, very few coaches have beaten Alabama multiple times at least. And I mean, only 3. Hugh Freeze did it twice. Dabo's done it twice. Gus Malzahn at Auburn. I mean, I made a video a couple years ago. I said it on a live stream, and I clipped it. And I want to see if you guys agree. Do you think for a while with Gus Malzahn beating Alabama in an Iron Bowl like 2019 or something like that saved his job? Like, if it wasn't for him beating Alabama, he would have been fired a long time ago.
Sure.
2017, good example. I mean, he beat Georgia too. I mean, so
Yeah.
I just hope Hugh Freeze doesn't do the same thing. Yeah.
Well, these people are saying, Dabo doesn't go to the transfer portal to get players. Well, he went to the transfer portal and got Paul Tyson.
Yeah, that's true.
Dabo got Paul Tyson? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's at Clemson.
I didn't know that.
He's not going to start, but he might be a good backup.
Yeah.
Good water boy, too.
I don't know. He may start up there. That Clemson had too much consistency in the quarterbacks in the last few years. I don't know if this guy here may be a little better, but Tyson may have a chance to play.
Yeah, he might. I mean, it's all going to depend on Cade Klubnik and how he looks. Because if he goes out there and does what DJ did and struggle, and he's going to get pulled.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't know if Tyson is second string because they got this other guy in there named Christopher Vizina. I just don't know, but I could be wrong. What do I know about Clemson?
How many more years has Tyson got? He's got to have this year. Has he got one more year? I guess he does. Well, that COVID year, I guess he's got one more after this one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be short, though.
If Alabama blitzes a lot, and that leaves the secondary's got to be ready this year because if Kevin Seals don't blitz a lot, unless he gets to the quarterback and you can't throw the ball, they're going to be playing man to man.
Yeah.
And for the last 5 or 6 years, Alabama's not been too good at playing man to man.
Nah, we really haven't. I mean, part of the issue at man-to-man, too, is you know how many PI calls, pass interference, that we always get, too, because guys can't get their hands out of the way?
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 every game. 3 or 4 every game. Go back and look at last year. Average 4 a game.
Yeah.
Sure did. Right about that. I mean, that's these referees. I mean, they can't make the calls they need to make, and they make the stupid calls they don't suppose. I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know what I don't know what happened after COVID. Must have destroyed the referees. I mean, we hadn't had college football and in the NFL too. The referees have stunk. I mean, they're. I don't even know what to say. Stunk's a good word. I mean, I don't know what they're looking at. Look at the New Orleans Saints game. What in the world was that man looking at?
I know which one you're talking about. I forget who they were playing, though.
That was a playoff game to go get in the Super Bowl, and it cost them. That was a playoff. What was that referee looking at? What do you think he was doing? That wasn't a pass interference call. I hate to say this. That was a rape case, man.
Yeah.
That referee should have been fined, or he should have been fired. Something should have been done to him. I mean, sometimes I wonder if ain't some money slipped on the table.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that argue with you and say that it's bought off. I don't know. Sometimes it makes you wonder. You can't touch the receiver anymore. If you can't touch a receiver, you can't even lay your hand on him. How do you defend him then? What do you do?
Yeah, in case Neo's missed it, Waylon and I have talked in recent weeks about how soft college football has become and how, you can't hit anymore, and we wouldn't be surprised if it goes to, two-hand touch, and they might as well just put flags around their waist to do flag football at this point. Just gotcha. I mean, you can't hit a certain way. I understand targeting and helmet collisions. You don't want to see concussions or anything like that, but come on. You can't block below the waist. I mean,
I don't know, man.
it's just one example of a penalty that kind of gets on my nerves.
I mean, it's
or how about hands to the face? You can't even get your hands up on the helmet anymore. I mean, and it could be a mishap. It could be a miscue or unintentional. You're gonna get called.
Well, they certainly now there's one group that they let get by with that. Now they let the running backs, they'll stiff arm you in the face. They never call
Oh
that.
yeah,
They never call that.
yeah. I'm okay with that. That's what I want to see though. I love a good stiff arm. I love jukes and spin moves and hard hitting running backs. Like the running back's the only guy that can do that. Well, a quarterback can do that too when he's got the ball, but like I don't know. I just getting kind of fed up with these rule changes and nonsense and just how soft college football is becoming.
Yeah. Well, they had in the talks at one time they were talking about eliminating the kickoff because it was so dangerous.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that.
They were just going to give them the ball on the 35 and let them play. I don't know, Alabama. Somebody's got to teach Alabama secondary how to play a different way now because the game's changed. Like I said, when I played and watched through the years, I mean, you just couldn't jerk a receiver down, couldn't jerk his helmet off. You just couldn't blatantly hold him. But they don't even want you touching them anymore. If you look at them the wrong way, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not turned around, they've made calls where the defender hadn't even touched it. And they're saying that the defender got in the way because he didn't turn around. And he didn't even. How do you do that? I mean, I don't know, man. It's pretty. It happened in the Tennessee game. Go back and watch some of them stupid calls them referees made. I'm not going back and saying the referees beat Alabama, but they made some shitty calls. I'm sorry. Those guys
Yeah.
should have been reprimanded. They should have had their pay cut and been probably sent home 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, I don't know, man. That one dude just ran right into Bryce's face mask and knocked him helmet to helmet. Didn't even call it. And he's the quarterback. I mean, he's the one that really supposed to be the most protected player on the field is the quarterback. I don't know. How did the regionals go last night? Did you like it? Is that the first time you ever been over at Hoover?
I've been to the Hoover Met for some games before, but it's the first time going for some SEC action. It was good. It was just a good experience. We saw was it LSU Arkansas, I think. So I think Arkansas ended up winning. I could double check, but I really just wanted to have a good time, and we did. It was getting late, so we didn't stay for all of the who was Florida Vanderbilt game.
Yeah.
God, that would have been a great one to stay for, but we stayed for like the first couple innings, and then we decided to head back home, and we watched it in the car.
Ballard, are you still living in Coleman?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wondered.
Yeah.
You're still living with your grandparents?
Yeah, as long as I'm still at Wallace State, I'll probably be here until it's ready to go on to a bigger school. So
I don't think the women's softball team is going to make it tonight.
are they playing right now?
Yes, the bottom of the 6. Northwestern is 3. Alabama is 1.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. ESPN2. If you got ESPN2, it's on ESPN2. You can watch it on there.
Okay. Yeah.
Montana Fouts is pitching tonight.
I did see where she's pitching. That's why I asked how they were doing and kind of had that reaction when you said the score. She's not. There's no way she's 100% though after that injury.
I can't tell. She's not hopping around any. Or I haven't saw her. I haven't saw any. I mean, I don't know. She's not acting like she was hurt. So maybe it healed up. Maybe it healed. Maybe it wasn't as bad as they thought it was. I think if Alabama was to win the national title this year, this would be the best coaching job Saban's ever done. Hands down. Don't you? Ballard froze on us, man. He's froze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he went out.
He's left the show to us. You better call Uncle Lou to run the show. It'll go to pot quick, Chris, if you hear us. Help.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'll let you run the show, Waylon.
No. I just got on here to be flopping my gums. I'm about burnt out on it. I mean, I'm taking my summer break anyway. I told them on TDA I got about 100 days till football.
Are you the same Waylon that's on Touchdown Alabama?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
You're the same Waylon. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard you I've heard you quite a few times.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much you can talk about.
Yeah. Here he is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the internet went out, so we had to
Well,
reset
he's
it.
muted.
he's back.
Yep.
Yeah.
This will be like I told Steven today. I'm gonna start my summer break here. I told him I'd be popping in and out a little bit on Touchdown Alabama magazine. We got about 100 days to Alabama football, and I think I'll show back up either the first week in August or the last week in August. I don't know. I'm gonna take a little break, like I told you that it's just so much you can talk about. I mean, and all you can talk about last year, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't. If the Alabama fans were disgruntled last year, then it may be a whole lot worse this year. I hope not, but you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had these situations before. I don't know if it's been like this, but we've had uncertainty around the football season for Alabama. I mean, I remember in 2015, and look what happened. We won a championship. I know we had like OJ Howard and everybody, like Derrick Henry, but our quarterback was Jacob Coker. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just keep doubting Alabama, and I mean, I think they'll show up this year in a big way. I'm not ready to call it a championship season, but I think we need to take it one game at a time and just trust what coach has.
We lost to Ole Miss, and Coker beat Dabo for the championship. So the season turned out pretty good that year.
Yeah. And we had a Heisman winner.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man, he was. I mean, Alabama. I mean, Alabama's had some good backs since Derrick Henry, but they've not had a back like him. Those kind of guys.
No.
I mean, what was he toting the ball 30, 35 times a game, every game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I miss when we just ran the ball all the time. I get that it's a passing game today, and that's just how you have to play, but I prefer the ground and pound run attack. I prefer that over the passing game any day of the week, man. If you could get a hard hitting back and get some stiff arms, gain some yardage downfield, I think that's where you can find success in football.
yeah. I don't think the man ever got hurt at Alabama, did he?
No,
But
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
He hurt some people running over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that man don't really know his strength. I mean, he's really stronger than what he don't really know his strength. I mean, take a 270, 80-pound guy and then give him the stiff arm and just completely flip him and just and just keep running with one arm. I mean, even with the left arm at that. I mean, that's unreal, man. But anyway, I don't. Alabama's got some good backs this year, but they're not that big. I mean,
Yeah. I
what's the
think the big guy that the one guy that stood out to me though was Justice Haynes, the freshman. He just needs to get a little bit more weight on him, get a little bit taller, and he'll be running all over the field.
Yeah, if he grows some more. What's the biggest running back we got? About 6'1", maybe. We got 1 6'2". I don't think so.
Richard Young maybe is who you're thinking of. I'm not sure which one's that tall, but um I know we have to have one that's about 6 foot. I know somebody came in.
Well, you got. I don't know. I can't remember the size chart size. I've done forgot. You'd have to look it up. So you can look it up. See.
But I will get off here in a minute. Yeah, I watch
How did BVD get? Is he better? Or what's the update on it before I go?
He's getting better from what I've heard, but what's that, Neo?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to
Oh,
yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna have to go, y'all. So Waylon, nice talking to you.
Yeah, Neil, it's good to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
Holler at it
Ballard,
anytime.
I'll catch
see
you
you,
later,
Neo.
man.
Thanks, bro.
Yep. Uh, well,
What'd you find on the size chart, Chris? You look.
Yeah, I was trying to pull that up at an ESPN here. You were asking about BVD. I'm not sure exactly where it stands today, other than he was awake the other day. And they were going to go through with the surgery, I think. But that's the last I've heard.
Okay. Well, that's better than what it was anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I might just have to use my phone. Hold on.
I can't remember. I don't. I think we got one guy 6'1". I think I can't remember which one it is. I can't. Too much to remember.
Right.
Yeah, just look on Alabama. Just Google Alabama running backs depth chart. It should pop up. Every one of them should pop up. Even Richard Young should be on there.
Yeah, and Justice Haynes.
Well, Haynes is a little bitty guy, man. I don't know. He's a one.
He's good though. He is fast.
Oh yeah, he's fast now. He get behind them big linemen, you'll lose him. I mean, he'll pop out of there. He's what
So
we.
Jace McClellan. Um, Jace McClellan is 5'11", 212.
Yeah. What's Roydell Williams?
That's gonna be like I don't want to say he's our starter, but he's definitely the most experienced coming into this year, I think.
I think Roydell Williams. He's about the same size. I think.
I forgot all about Roydell.
Yeah. Justice Haynes is what we used to call. We used to call them guys his size scatbacks.
Yeah. How do we still have Trace Sanders listed? I thought he went to TCU.
They probably just didn't pull it off or something. No, he's not there. So
Jamarian Miller is 5'10",
yeah,
201.
we may not even have nobody. I might have been thinking wrong. We may not have nobody over 6 foot. I don't guess we do. Oh well.
Yeah, not at the running back position.
Justice Haynes was about Bryce's height. He might be 5'9" or 5'10" if he's lucky.
Yeah.
Richard Young's bigger than that. I can't remember what Richard Young, but he's taller than little sweet Justice Haynes. That's what everybody calls him. I don't know where he got that name at, but I guess he can't. Did he get that name in high school? Sweet Justice Haynes. That where they got that?
Oh, I've never heard that nickname for him. I'm not sure.
That's what everybody calls him. You hear him talking about him, Sweet Justice Haynes. I don't know why. I figured he got stuck with him out of high school or something. I never have, delved into it or Googled it or nothing, but I don't know. That's a pretty good name for him. It ought to stick.
Yeah. I like it. I just haven't heard the nickname.
Sweet Richard Young. That'd be good. We called him Sweet Richard Young and Sweet Justice Haynes.
I love it. I love it.
and I don't know what we're gonna name.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I think Buckner already knows the playbook. As bad as I hate to say that, but I believe he does. I just don't see unless somebody gets hurt, he gets hurt or something. I believe he'll be your starting quarterback, Middle Tennessee State. I really do.
Man, I'm telling you, I've been waiting for a couple years. I want Ty Simpson out there, but I think even a guy like him still needs a little bit of work. He looked good in the spring game, and I don't think he got enough credit. But I wish it could be Ty Simpson as the guy.
Yeah. I don't care whichever one of them can get the job done. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they put Sweet Justice Haynes back there throwing the ball if he can throw it. Let her rip.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. If I can get a defensive lineman back there and play quarterback if he's good, I don't care. It don't matter to me. I mean, whatever works. I just want. Only thing I'm worried about Alabama. Well, Alabama's secondary worries me, and I hope Alabama's built a little bit of depth to where they can rotate on the defensive line. If they hadn't, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, it's about 9:30 here, and I've run
Yeah.
out of stuff to kind of talk about. But any final words before we end the show tonight, Waylon?
I don't know. And Alabama wins the West. I don't
Yeah,
think.
let's hope.
I,
I believe it. I believe in it.
I don't think they'll have no trouble winning the West. They got too many important games at home. The only game of the year, and Texas don't bother me. I mean, Texas may come in there and annihilate Alabama. If they do, you might as well cut your TV off. The season could be over.
Right.
But going down there, Marie Laveau used to be in Louisiana in Death Valley. Marie Laveau left Louisiana and moved to Auburn. That's the scariest game on the schedule to me. Sorry. Well,
Auburn.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the game I have us losing if we go 11-1. Because think about this. Like I've said, Tennessee and LSU are revenge games where Alabama's normally really good. You get teams like Texas at home. At Auburn is always an issue. And who knows what Hugh Freeze is going to do this year.
He's going to throw the kick stink at Nick Saban. If he has just a
Yeah.
mediocre season, and he can pull out a big win like that, and Alabama could be if they're undefeated, it makes it even bigger, man. Big.
Yeah.
Big. I mean, so yeah, that's a good thought to end on. But it's really not a good thought to end on. But it could be. I mean, I don't know. I think Auburn will be a little better this year than what they were. I don't know. Auburn. I mean, Auburn just ran the same old stuff in Alabama's defense last year. I mean, there was some things Alabama they couldn't stop them. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kevin Steele changes the situation. We'll have to wait and see. I got a feeling Alabama's undefeated all the way to Auburn. If they can pull the Auburn game off and beat the tar out of them, if Tennessee could sneak around and pull one out of Georgia and beat them, don't think South Carolina's going to do it. I'm not even. I don't have any hope in that at all. Tennessee could. They might be so mad if Alabama annihilates them at Bryant Denny, they could take it out on Georgia up there, or it could break them, and Georgia could take it out on him. You just don't never know. It's just the way football is. But anyway, it's been good, Chris. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be on anymore about August. Not if I am, I'll be popping in and out here and there or something. If you need me, you got my phone number or something, man. Still a good job, and have a good Memorial Day weekend. You and your family stay safe, and I'll catch you on the rerun, okay?
Love you, brother. I appreciate you, and we hope to see you around at least.
Oh, we'll be back. We're just gonna rest a little bit and let the dust settle, and maybe here, for good Lord's willing, in September. By the end of September, we'll have some some more good stuff we can talk about, and by the end of the year, maybe Alabama can be in the championship or at least get in the playoff. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Yeah, be safe, Chris. I'll holler at you. Okay.
See you, Waylon. Thank you.
All right, man. Be good.
What a show tonight. Nate the Great came on, Neo came on, and Waylon came on. I love and appreciate each and every one of you out there. I cannot say that enough. I'm going to get out of here. It's late. We've been on an hour 20, and I hope everyone enjoyed the show tonight, and can't wait to do it again Sunday for a call-in show. And yeah, we hope to see you guys around, and y'all know what to do. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Love y'all. Peace. Roll Tide.